How's it going, bros? Basically, before the video begins, I just want to give a bit of context. So I recorded this video about 2 months ago now, edited the whole thing, put it all together, and then I just forgot to upload it. And I thought, instead of letting all that time and effort go to waste, I would just upload the video now, and then just provide a bit of further context at the end, due to the fact that the movie's been out for a few months now, and I feel like I need to add something in order to justify uploading it. It's quite ironic how I forgot to upload this review about a movie everyone forgot to talk about a week after it came out. So I'll come back at the end of the video, present day me, to discuss it just a little bit further, but for now, just enjoy the video I guess, and I'll pop back later. So some so-called filmmakers have been saying that going to the cinema is becoming like a theme park ride because of this lack of risk. These people don't even know what they're talking about. Like, who even is this guy? Martin Scorsese? I bet he hasn't even made a single good movie in his entire career. I don't give a shit what this old fart has to say, okay? He just doesn't understand this new, much cooler generation. You know what? I'm gonna go down to the cinema right now to watch the new Avatar, just to prove this guy wrong. So, I just got back from the cinema, and maybe, just maybe, Martin Scorsese knows more than I do, and just maybe, I might have been wrong. The original Avatar came out in 2009. I was just a little baby boy at the time, so I never really got to see it in the cinema, nor did I have any interest in doing so when the movie released. But I am aware, through the power of research and learning, just how popular this movie actually was and the impact that it had. But not until now have I truly been able to understand how it feels to watch Avatar in the cinema. Before talking about this movie, just know that I did see it in 3D, meaning you're currently listening to the opinions of an idiot. However, the franchise is so synonymous with being that one thing everybody saw in 3D, I felt like I had to. Anyway, let's actually talk about the film now. First of all, let's just go over the positive things, because I don't want to give the impression that I didn't like Avatar 2, whatever the hell the movie is actually called. The movie looks amazing. CGI is one of those things that is so overused nowadays that nobody really pays attention to it anymore. But for this movie, which is over 3 hours long, there were only like 2 or 3 shots in the entire thing that I thought didn't look that great. Which is fucking impressive considering the fact that every shot in this movie is like 99% CGI. But again, I saw this movie in 3D, so maybe I would feel a bit differently if I were to watch it again, but normally. Another interesting thing is the world building, which is basically all this movie is about. The movie does have some very interesting ideas within the world of Avatar and the Na'vi, and I was very engaged in trying to learn more about this world James Cameron has created. However, that does lead into my main issue with this movie, with putting all your eggs into one basket. Creating a truly great movie requires such a balance between so many different things. Yes, the visuals are obviously very important, but then so are other things like the writing, the characters, and then there are things that go alongside that, like the music, as well as so many other things that all have to come together in order to create something truly magnificent and meaningful. This is why Avatar kind of has a glass ceiling in terms of how good it can get, when the only impressive aspects about the film are the visuals. Because when I think back to this movie, that's all I can really remember. If you try to look back at any of these characters and try to suss out who they were as people, it's difficult to get anything meaningful out of that. What do we know about Jake Sully other than the fact he cares about his family? What do we know about the army colonel other than he wants revenge and has a child now? What about this character, or even this one? None of these characters have any significant personality traits that makes them memorable once the movie has finished. Really quick, I also just want to point out that for a movie that is over 3 hours long, it is impressive that I can't remember a single piece of music from the entire thing. I don't even feel like looking up the soundtrack to see if I recognize any of it, because it had such little impact on the story being told and on me as an audience member that I just don't care. So in conclusion, Avatar: The Way of Water is not a bad movie. It's not even mediocre. But for how much time and money was spent on this movie, it could have been so much more, to the point where I can't help but feel unsatisfied. Hopefully James Cameron is able to focus— oh, for fuck's sake. Hopefully James Cameron is able to focus more on other aspects in the next 17 Avatar movies that he has scheduled, so that in the future there might be more to talk about with this franchise than just how pretty the visuals looked. I just pray to God that 3D TVs don't start making a comeback, because the only real value I got out of this movie is realizing how cool seeing stuff in 3D actually is. I need to start watching everything like this from now on. So yeah, that's basically everything I had to say, and I don't want to just sit here on the floor in the corner of my room and, you know, pat myself on the back, toot my own horn if you will, suck my own dick, but I was kind of right, you know. Like I said at the start of this video, after like a week or two of this movie's release, nobody talked about it anymore. It was so generic and forgettable that that's exactly what happened. Everyone forgot, and now this movie is so irrelevant that I have no idea why I'm even uploading this video. Honestly, I thought I would have more to say. You know, 2 months is quite a lot of time, but you know, I don't care. So like, the video's over, you can leave.